Injuries, so BYU here late in the season is going to try to figure it out and to maybe recalibrate a little bit without a tremendous player in Saunders, who contributed about 18 points per game and a lot of other things as well. The hometown Wildcats are in dark blue. Mo Krivas draws a double team. He is trapped down in the corner but gets out of it. Braden Burries leaves the three a little bit short, and here comes Robert Wright III. Now look at the BYU starting lineup. It is Mihailo Bošković stepping in a starting spot for Richie Saunders. And Robert Wright III, you mentioned him. Dibonsa can score like crazy, but so can Wright. He's coming off back-to-back games where he scored 30 and then 39.
And in those two games, he's 6 of 9 from three-point range. But where he's really devastating is penetrating into the lane, where he can make those short shots. He can probe and find open teammates.
Jaden Bradley, who's the head of the snake for Arizona, just picked up his first foul. This Kennard Davis Jr. can't get all the way to the rim. The toss back to Bošković, who misses the three, and Tobe Awaka with the first of what undoubtedly, Jay, is a lot of rebounds here in this game.
Best offensive rebounder per minute in the country. And he's going to play a lot more minutes in this one than normal.
Yep, no Koa Pete again for Arizona. A muscular strain in his lower leg, so he is out for this game and their next one against Houston, as Braden Burries, outstanding freshman, knocks down a three. At the other end, no for Dibonsa.
Arizona going to look to get the ball up court, go high-low, and get the ball inside. They are a paint-scoring team. And you're going to see BYU try to pack it in, make them prove it over the top.
Both of these teams score well into the 80s, and they played into the 80s in Provo a few weeks ago. Arizona with a three-point victory over BYU. The Cougars would love a little revenge here in Tucson.
Boy, that was a heck of a rebound by A.J. Dibonsa.
He'll line up a three. And another rebound for Awaka.
His hands are like vice grips. When he gets it with both hands, you're not getting it away from him.
He is one of the strongest players in the country. Keita won as well, and that was Keita meeting Bradley at the rim.
Boy, what a meeting at the summit. Big time block.
Wright takes a bump and then soft off the glass. The Cougars are on the board.
And that's what BYU needs, is defense that turns into offense. And over the last 5 games, it's been difficult for BYU to get stops. They're giving up 86 points a game.
They have won 2 in a row, a win at Baylor, then an overtime win at home against Colorado. In that game, Saunders was injured in the first minute of the game. Krivas taps it out, but into the hands of Davis. Bošković wide open, and now 0 for 2 from three-point range.
Bošković is a good shooter, but he's got to knock down those open ones. That's 2 open shots where they've kicked it to him, and he hasn't been able to knock it down.
Great atmosphere as always here at McHale. Burries thought about it. He can beat you with the shot. He can beat you with the drive. Mid-range jumper won't go. Keita the rebound.
Well, you got 2 grown men, and Keita and Tobe Awaka on the floor. Those two going against each other. It's like a sumo wrestling match.
Keita 6'8", 240. Awaka 6'8", 250.
I think he's 260.
Dibonsa, that is his favorite spot, right at that Big 12 logo to elevate, and you can't stop that.
Well, he's 6'9". He's got over a 7-foot wingspan. And those long stride, it's really difficult. When he gets up in the air, you're going to bother it, but you can't block that.
Double team immediately on Krivas. Awaka, who normally comes off the bench, but starting for the head coach here at Arizona. One thing he has never done, Jay, is lose 3 in a row, and they bring a 2-game losing streak in here. Again, as you said, to 2 very good teams, Kansas and Texas Tech. And they're only 2 losses of the season. They are still clearly one of the best teams in the country. Kevin Young, in his 2nd season as the head coach of the BYU Cougars, a long history of coaching at the pro level, 9 years in the G League, 9 years as an assistant between the Sixers and the Suns in the NBA. And a guy born in Salt Lake City, so coaching in his home state. when he coaches BYU. And that first game between the two really interesting. Arizona had a big lead, up 19. So forth. So we are going to keep calling the game for you here, and hope we can provide all the info that you need from this big-time matchup. Here's a steal from Del Orso, and he will knock it down to tie the game. What a good start tonight for Anthony Del Orso, who's already got 5.
BYU trying to throw long on that out-of-bounds underneath, and Del Orso read that like a free safety to intercept it and take it for a touchdown.
By the way, the early basket by Braden Burries, called a 3 on the floor, was changed to a 2 at the break. That's why it was 10-9 going to break, 10-8 coming out. Alexei Kostic, who knocked down a couple of threes for BYU in their win over Colorado on Saturday. A nice little floater to put them back on top.
And Evan Nelson, the transfer from Harvard, in the game, number 21 for Arizona.
Here's a steal by Hadim Boop. And Boop with the two-handed slam.
Boy, that's a couple of defensive plays that BYU has made to take the other way and get an easy score. And if you can play ahead of the Arizona defense, that's going to be really helpful to the cause.
Boy, a good step into that void and really provide some much-needed production.
Well, you made the point. It's not just opportunity, it's need. And a lot of times players need to be needed. And when they're not looking over their shoulder, they know they're not going to come out. They can play with a free mind.
How about Dibonsa? Step back 3, not there. And the putback won't go for Abdullah Ahmed, who had good inside position but couldn't make it. Bradley looking inside for his big guy into Krivas. Again, the immediate double team by BYU.
And Morris really went quickly. That's the key to that trap. Get it there fast.
Karchenkov cross court. Nelson, the Harvard transfer, has not played much, but they need minutes out of him tonight. Del Orso, no. Tipped out by Karchenkov.
Smart play by Karchenkov. You can't grab it, tip it out.
Bradley almost dribbled it off his knee. Shot clock at 10. The double again. Del Orso on the drive, draws.
It's a gauntlet going down the stretch as these teams head toward the Big 12 tournament. For Arizona, they're tied for first in the league in the loss column. That's why this game is so big, because they've got so many big ones coming up.
Including a game at Houston Saturday on ABC. Dibonsa picks up his dribble. Now Kostic gives it right back to him. Baseline jumper, short. Arizona ball.
10 of the 14 points from BYU have come from Wright and Dibonsa. They've got to get some other guys knocking some shots down when they're open.
The double again. Good ball movement. Del Orso off to a very confident start here in this one.
Del Orso drove the closeout after the ball reversal. His decisions are excellent. And he hit a couple of big buckets off out of bounds underneath against Texas Tech. That could very well have been the difference were it not for JT Toppin as his heroics.
He's got 9 of their 16 tonight, and now Rob Wright has his pocket picked. Del Orso swings it to Burries. Tipped back out by Karchenkov. Second time he's done that tonight.
A.J. Dibonsa was about to get that with both hands, but Karchenkov just tipped it away from him.
Del Orso the drive. The follow for Krivas. Led by Anthony Del Orso. Arizona has a 4-point lead on BYU. Let's bring Chris Button in.
You know, Kevin Young has dealt with this before when you're down a man and you need someone. It's Braden Burries takes this the opposite way. He was one time in a G League game, 3 hours before the game starts. He gets a call from his GM and he says, hey, we're gonna need your top player. He's like, we got tip-off in 3 hours. So he's dealt with this where a man is down and he's had to figure out how to replace them, which is why he told his team before they left the huddle and shoot around, all you guys that are on the bench, you have wanted and waited for this moment. It is your chance to step up today.
A big loss, Chris, thank you. And Richie Saunders, who again tore his ACL in the first minute of their game against Colorado on Saturday. And also, I mean, the entire season they've been without Nate Pickens, a transfer from UC Riverside, ankle surgery. Dawson Baker suffered an injury in late November. He was pretty constantly a double-figure scorer for them. So they are not
extraordinarily well.
Davis with a nice feed off to Boop, who's got a chance for good rebounder. He's had 10 or more in a game 3 times this season,
including one against Baylor. Had 4 offensive boards, which they'll need tonight in this one.
Again, we are experiencing some technical difficulties, unable to show replays, limited camera angles, but we hope you can still hear and see and feel this game as it is going on. A 1-point lead for the hometown Wildcats. The jumper from Bradley.
Boy, good screen up top, and Jaden Bradley, his mid-range game is so on point. He's been so efficient this year, and has had such a mature game.
DiBonsa doesn't get the roll. Wanted the foul call, didn't get it. Here comes Burries.
And nobody draws more fouls in college basketball than A.J. DiBonsa. He shoots about 8.5, 9 free throws a game. Got to keep him off the foul line.
Burries pulls up for 3. And Ahmed the rebound for BYU. Kevin Young thought Ahmed got pushed in the back. Moo Davis baseline. Nice find. Nice extra pass. Right for 3. Good offense from the Cougars.
And one of the keys to that was Hadim Boop ran the floor. That was a rim run sprinting, and that dragged the defense. And Kennard Davis was open on the left. And they did a nice job of reversing the ball and finally finding Robert Wright III.
Wright's got 7. DiBonsa's got 8. So they between them at 15 to the 21 for the Cougars. Krivas with the left.
Well, you let Krivas get 2 feet in the paint, right above the charge circle, and that's going to be a score, a foul, or both.
And many here at McHale Center now on their feet. DiBonsa drives, and he will score with the left to tie up this game again.
You telling me that's not an NBA offensive game? Those long strides, he can get to his spots and elevates with the left hand over a good shot blocker in Mo Krivas.
Double figures already for DiBonsa.
He could have 40.
Karchenkov, who is not a scorer, but he's a rim protector and a good rebounder.
You want Karchenkov to take that shot, but you just don't want to settle. And Arizona gets its work done in the paint, and they only had 26 paint points against Texas Tech in that overtime loss.
Right, getting into the paint, had it not.
Absolutely, and especially when you have an open opportunity. Whether it's Boskovic or Kostic, guys have to hit open shots. Kennard Davis.
Boskovic has not scored tonight. Keita has not scored tonight. Davis has not scored tonight. DiBonsa finds Wright. Misses the 3. Awaka the rebound.
Heck of a rebound by Tobe Awaka with the right hand as it was shooting out toward the sideline.
Burries and Bradley exchanging up top.
A 2-3 look. Almost a shell, just protecting the elbows and the blocks.
Burries again. And who said Arizona can't make enough threes? They've made their last 3 in a row, and they've got 2 more threes tonight than the Cougars have.
Well, any three-point look that Burries gets, he's got to take it. He's a great shooter.
By the way, DiBonsa has not come out of this game. He's played all 16 to 52. Rob Wright has been out for less than a minute.
Still sticking with this 2-3 look.
Awaka looking inside for Krivas. Now Bradley. Del Orso the drive off the glass, no good, and Keita the rebound. Ball is loose. DiBonsa is down. Here comes Wright, and DiBonsa slow to get up as Wright misses the 3, and Boop rips a rebound away for Krivas.
Spectacular rebound by Boop.
DiBonsa short on the 3, now 5 for 13 from the floor.
Well, I thought Burries might pull up and take that 3 in transition.
sizing up his defender. The jumper over Kostic, who is down with the rebound and is fouled by Krivas.
And that's not how Arizona wants to play, so I still want to force them to have to do that. But I would like us to stay to probably a half a foot closer to them defensively.
They only made 4 threes in their win over BYU 3 weeks ago. They made 5 in the first half here tonight.
Well, and you especially have to pay attention to Burries and to Del Orso.
Del Orso did his damage coming off the bench in the first half. And it's the same starting 5 out there for Tommy Lloyd here to begin the second half. Kennard Davis, who barely played in the first half, picked up a couple of early fouls. He's a guy who can give him a little bit of offense as Dibonsa turns it over, but then it bounces back to Wright. Dibonsa, the step in, short from the baseline, and a foul on Dibonsa.
And I don't think BYU needs to change its game plan, but what they want to do is just get out quicker from those elbows and blocks to get to a shooter.
Bradley to a cutting Karchenkov.
Ivan Karchenkov is one of the best cutters in the Big 12. And if you're one of the best cutters in the Big 12, you're one of the best cutters in the country.
Jaden Bradley, Jay, with assist number 8 already. His career high is 10. Davis stopped by Burries.
Arizona doing a nice job of staying between BYU and the basket, making everything tough.
How good is Rob Wright at getting into the lane?
He's just so quick, and we talked about it in the first half. Unusual strength for a guy his size. He can really bully you when he gets in the lane.
Awaka surrounded. The kick out to Burries. Still going. Bothered at the rim, and here come the Cougars.
But Burries should have taken that perimeter shot.
Dibonsa to Wright. Offensive rebound, Dibonsa. Blocked. Krivas averages about 2 per game.
Oh.
Bradley with a scoop and finish.
Boy, what a beautiful break. Treating that free throw line as a stop sign and getting it to Jaden Bradley for a beautiful finish.
Boy, that was a big swing. BYU had a couple of great looks at this end. Dibonsa floats it up and in. He's got 18.
Boy, those long strides, so graceful, and he gets up so high.
Krivas running the floor well, but couldn't finish.
Nice job by Boop to stay between Krivas and the basket, make him shoot over.
Wide open, Dibonsa. And Awaka beats out Keita for that rebound.
2 grown men going after that ball.
A bit of a frenetic pace here to begin the second half. Bradley will slow it down. Shot clock at 10. Awaka, the corner 3, around and out. Krivas, the rebound. And again, Bradley never in a rush. You just cannot speed him up.
What a pass.
Awaka, no. Davis down with it for BYU. Davis trying to go end to end, and he draws the.
And to your point, Dibonsa just going right into the body of Burries to pick up that foul.
It will serve him very well at the next level. Mo Krivas checks back into the game for Arizona. He has been sitting for a while with 3 fouls. He forgot to take his warm-up top off, and Tobe Awaka, who he was replacing, said to him as he was high-fiving him on the way out, hey dude, you got to take the top off. You got your warm-up jersey on still. 2 great freshmen. Burries guarding Dibonsa. Now help from Krivas. The spin, the elevation, and the lay-in.
And the great screen assist by Keba Keita to screen off help so they couldn't get there to bother that shot at the rim.
27 now for Dibonsa, but it is still a 13-point game.
Well, this right now for BYU is about getting stops, and they can't just get a stop. It has to be consecutive stops to put some game pressure back on Arizona.
Burries, soft touch off the glass, but it won't go. But the whistle blows, and a foul underneath against the Cougars.
They got Morris on a push on Krivas. Krivas was right there for the offensive rebound, and Russ just nudged him out of the way. A subway push, as Louis Carnesecca used to say.
Back in your day, a nudge was not a foul, was it?
A nudge.
Bradley wants a ball screen from Karchenkov. Now Del Orso floats it off the glass.
What a rebound.
Ball is loose. Here comes DiBanza. Still going. Short. Arizona ball. Bradley out ahead of the pack. And it will not go. Rolls off the rim to right. The crossover, and he leaves it short. Queta can't finish. The ball and bodies are flying all over the place.
BYU had a great opportunity there, but Braden Burry's right in the way of Queta as he tried to go back up.
And Jaden Bradley did not get it in.
But Robert Wright's got to get going. The last 7.5 minutes of regulation here. He hadn't scored in a while. It's been all A.J. DiBanza. And BYU, Dan's only got 3 assists. It's all been isolation scoring.
This is a really good offensive team. And again, they're without Richie Saunders. So that is a huge change for them. But for them to have only 3 assists and only 2 3-pointers in this game is really stunning, given how good of an offensive team they have been this season.
Well, and only 2 second-chance points. Arizona's really shut off the offensive glass for BYU. It's been 1 and out.
Arizona out-rebounding BYU as well, and that's not a surprise. The Wildcats have out-rebounded every single opponent this year. Del Orso, it's his night, isn't it? He's got 20.
Anthony Del Orso relocated into the vision of Krivas, who split that trap with strength to pass out of it.
That'll tie his season high as he comes down with a rebound.
Boy, to get contributions like this from Karchenkov and Del Orso, that's big time. With Koa Pete and Dwayne Aristode unavailable because of injury and illness, respectively. Arizona with a short bench, and it played very well.
And Braden Burry's not having one of his better nights on the season. Just 3 for 11, 8 points. But Del Orso with 20, Karchenkov with 16.
Just getting into the vision of Krivas and presenting himself for that 3. You know, Del Orso makes such good decisions. And those, I think it was 2 shots that he made against Texas Tech off out of bounds underneath. Those were big buckets in that game.
It looked like, as Arizona turns it over, that Krivas might have gotten poked in the eye. He is still feeling it as it's out of bounds to BYU. Tommy Lloyd saying to Roger Ayers, one of the officials, he got hit right in the face. DiBanza rises up for a 3 and buries it. He's got 30.
Boy, great lift on that shot, and he has really worked. It's coming off so much better off of his hand on the 3. He still shoots a little bit of a flat ball from 3, needs a little more arc on it, but he keeps getting better and better.
He is 36% for him beyond the arc on the season, and he has now scored BYU's last 12 points. But they still face an uphill battle, and it gets a little bit. Will cap it all off with number 6 Iowa State and number 23 BYU. The Cougars will host the Cyclones in Provo. Iowa State still somehow, Jay, sometimes flies under the radar, even when they're having the kind of season they're having this year.
Well, they've got one of the best point guards in the country in Taman Lipsey, an excellent defender, and Milan Momcilovic, I think, is the best shooter in the country.
Better than 50% from 3 on the season.
That shot he hit against Kansas, falling out of bounds in the left corner, was ridiculous.
How about the win Iowa State had over Houston, 70-67 in Ames. Little Hilton magic on a Monday night. Around and out for Del Orso.
Good pass ahead.
DiBanza dumps it off for Davis and just could not get the shot off.
Well, he was swarmed.
Now he's got some room. And hits it. Just the fourth made three of the game for the Cougars, and they'll probably need a few more to get all the way back in this one.
Boy, that's a beautiful shot fake by Kennard Davis. One dribble sidestep for that three. That was a big bucket for BYU.
That's his first made field goal of the game. As we move into the final 4 minutes of regulation, Arizona up 11.
BYU coming with the trap.
Krivas baseline, blocked by Queta. And which way will the officials decide on whose ball it will be? 3:49 to go in the top 10 teams. At Houston on Saturday, home to Kansas a week from Saturday, and then home to Iowa State just 2 days after that.
Anthony Del Orso stepped out of bounds and was the first to catch it, which cannot happen. He cut along the baseline and on his own, without being forced out, stepped out of bounds. And then when he caught it, it's an automatic turnover.
There you see the Arizona schedule. All kinds of big games, tough games for the Wildcats. A win tonight for Arizona, and the Wildcats and Houston would have identical 11-2 records atop the Big 12.
And nobody's going to say that Arizona wasn't tested at the end of the season.
Rob Wright, no. Ball's loose, out of bounds. And looks like it's staying at this end with BYU.
And even with this 11-point deficit right now for BYU, they get a couple scores, a couple of stops. And the tenor of this game is a lot different. And remember, they were down pretty big at BYU, came back with a chance to win it at the end.
A.J. DiBonsa with the ball, and with more than half of BYU's points tonight. A little bit. Tommy Lloyd, it looks like they will get Koa Pete back, and they will get Dwayne Aristode back, although the timetable is uncertain for each. But unfortunately for Richie Saunders and the Cougars, Saunders will not be coming back after tearing his ACL on the weekend.
Now BYU gets a stop here and a score on the other end, and we've got us a ball game.
It's an 8-0 run right now for the visitors. Inside 3 minutes to go. Jaden Bradley with 9 assists in this game. If you want to call a guy like Del Orso that on any given night, they can step up and give you 20.
Well, Arizona just has more weapons, but their interior strength is impressive.
Davis, a challenge three. Oh my, Queta.
And that's just the 4th second chance point for BYU in this game. Arizona has shut off the glass on the Cougars.
A lot of pressure here from BYU on the inbounds, and they got the ball back.
Nobody blocks out Queta, and that is a strategic error.
BYU forcing the turnover. DiBonsa to inbound. They need quick scores. Davis. DiBonsa for three. It will go, and it's a 7-point game.
Unbelievable chops. I mean, BYU just doesn't quit.
He's got 33. Remember, they almost came back from 19 down in Provo against Arizona. Had a chance to. He's running out of time, and he finds Krivas.
BYU's got to go after Arizona now. They don't have to worry about fouls, but you got to get a turnover here.
Shot clock down to 10. Del Orso whips a pass into Krivas. Dribbles out of a double. Now Bradley. Tough shot. What an angle. Almost hit it. Krivas down with the offensive rebound, and he's fouled. Go. Del Orso sits for Tommy Lloyd as he starts going a little offense-defense here in the closing minutes.
Don't have to have a three here, but you certainly wouldn't turn it down.
Davis drives, flips it up and in, and it's a 5-point game.
Well, he really went right into the body of Krivas trying to draw a foul.
Into the final minute of regulation. Burries gets it over and
to block that shot.
Into Karchenko. Ooh, DiBonsa almost took it away from him. Burries is open, and Keita smothered it.
What a block.
Davis cut off on the baseline. 40 seconds to go. A huge possession here and a turnover. Bradley. Del Orso.
And Arizona doing it defensively. What a great knockaway by Krivas.
So it's back to 7. DiBonsa trying to poster. Bradley now with 10 assists in this game. That will tie his career high. Krivas to Del Orso. No need to force anything.